Good morning to you, and thank you for joining me with me this Sunday morning. You know, my old church officer in Bon Hill once told me he was doing some Christmas shopping with his wife Betty, and he saw the solemn faces of men going up and down the escalator. They'd obviously been trailed out by their wives, and he said to them, "If you don't cheer up, she'll no take you the next time." He never did tell me what response he got, but I can imagine. It isn't easy getting ready for Christmas. That's why each year we hear the voice of John the Baptist. And it's a start message he gives. He says, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is near." John calls us to look within and to deal with the problems that we have before they get out of hand. It's a lovely story of the old shepherd who many years ago had come to visit his friend in town, and he'd never seen a train before. And one day he's out walking and he hears the whistle, woo, 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 but he doesn't know what it is. And he goes to investigate, and he's hit a glancing blow and is thrown head over heels to the side of the track. Now, weeks later, he's back in his friend's house and he hears the kettle whistling. And he grabs a bat and batters the kettle to bits. And his friend rushes in and says, "What are you doing? Why you ruin my kettle?" The old shepherd says, "You've got to kill these things when they're small." And maybe that's the way we should be dealing with our imperfections when they are small. So John says, repent, examine your life. Is there changes you need to make? Maybe think of some of the people you need to reach out to at this time of the year. It's a good time to reach out. Bob was about 15. He was a fine young man. He was a great help on the farm. And work started about 5 in the morning with Bob and Dad going out milking the cows. And Bob liked working with Dad, but he wasn't too struck about getting up in the morning at that time. And one day he heard his parents talking, and Dad wished that he could do all the milking himself so as not to bother the wee lad. Bob was struck by just how much Dad must have loved him, and he wanted to show his father just how much he loved Dad. Bob couldn't afford fancy Christmas presents, but he had an idea. And he thought on Christmas morning he would get up early and he would milk the cows on his own. And that's exactly what he did. He got up at 4 a.m, he milked all the cows, and he got back into his bed before Dad was up. Soon Dad came into his room, woke him up, and then Dad went out, waiting for Bob to get ready. And a few minutes later he returned. He was laughing, he was crying at the same time, so touched by his son's gift. He wrapped his arms round the boy. He promised that he would remember that Christmas for as long as he lived. This is a good time to make new beginnings. I ask, are there some changes in your life you need to make? I know there is in mine. Is there somebody you need to reach out to? I think Advent's the time to do it. Again, God bless you, and thank you for listening to me today.
Town of Bethlehem, how still we see thee lie. Above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark streets shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee tonight.